Welcome to the day after Sony's E3 conference. I'm feeling a little better. um, so I don't know when all of these videos are going up. So either before or after this one, you will get to see my my reaction video to the entire conference. Um, I also have my reaction to the big reveal that's already up on YouTube. Thing is, it didn't get like taken down like my other Uncharted videos did for copyright, and like I didn't get claimed, but I did get like copyright ID'd or something by Activision, so I think that's really hilarious. Um, so with that little piece of information in mind, I'm going to have to try and creatively bounce my way around talking about these topics and labeling the video what I did and giving it the thumbnail I did, or else I would have went all out like I did yesterday. I just did the video like I did on the 13th. I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's clear our minds for a minute. I'm still really excited. I woke up excited, but I'm gonna try not to get overexcited because my head was hurting on the 13th that night. My head was hurting. I was yelling too much. I was going insane, like going yeah, just like all kinds of shit. Okay, so this is now the actual full-length discussion video I said I was going to make. So let's really dive into what was announced and revealed. We're getting 1, 2, and 3 remastered. I went back to hear what Sean Layden said, and he said that Sony partnered with Activision. Will be doing the remaster. Will Naughty Dog have anything to do with this? Because they did, after all, recreate boulders from the ground up for Uncharted 4 as an Easter egg. At this point, is it really an Easter egg, or can we just call it like an homage, a throwback? Since people kept throwing around the term of it being an Easter egg is something you're supposed to find because it's hidden. This reference was part of the game in a cutscene, in 2 cutscenes actually, one at the beginning and one at the end. So I would more at this point call it an homage than an actual Easter egg, but you get what I mean. Naughty Dog is the one who did it, and I'm not sure they really had that much help from Activision because, again, they didn't credit them in the credits of the game. So it would only make sense to me that after doing Uncharted 4, they had like their B team or something start doing 1, 2, and 3 remastered. Because again, they know it the best, they can do it the best, because they're the ones that created it all those years ago. And they said, like I've said before in other videos, they still have some of those people, original OG Naughty Dog people, that worked on the Crash games. They're still there at the studio. They're still there. So if you just get them and just do what you did with that homage, I was gonna say Easter egg, in Uncharted 4. Just do that. Obviously, you're gonna polish it up more, make it more, because I feel that people keep talking about how like clunky it looks, and I don't know about feels, because when I played that, I couldn't want to say Easter egg. When I played that part, it didn't feel clunky. It felt very kind of like the first game. But I could see why like Crash's run was stilted, and because I think they were trying to make fun of the fact of how PS1 games just were back in the day, even though, to be fair, Crash himself didn't feel or look at all clunky in the first actual game. But I feel like that was more of like poking fun at how the PlayStation's graphics were and how the characters moved and everything back then. I don't really know. But if Naughty Dog, was one of the bigger heads behind the remaster, they of course need to polish it up and all that, but I feel like of course they will, because it's freaking Crash Bandicoot. Of course they're gonna do that. They're gonna take special freaking care into this. If they're the ones if they help. I'm saying help and not the full head of it, because I'm pretty sure Sean Layden would have said with Naughty Dog as well, because they didn't. He just said we're partnering with Activision. And then the other part of that comes with the whole Skylanders thing. Now, okay, let's talk about Skylanders. his design is not bad. At first, in that initial reaction, I was like, I don't really know, this is not what we asked for, and it's not what we asked for. I still think that it's not that great of an idea to have him in there. And I'll get into a little bit more about that by the end of the video. I have to say though, kind of try and disregard the initial reaction I had because I've had more time obviously now to think about it. And his design is not that bad. It's not as ugly as Spyro's, and I still stick to my guns. This doesn't change anything. Spyro is ugly, and I still don't like Skylanders. I'm not buying Imaginators because fuck that. But I may get the Crash figure. That's actually true. Like, I still stick to that. I want to get that Crash figure because, to me, the way he looks, design-wise, looks like the old school, earlier concept art from the first game of Crash. And even, okay, let's do it this way. Let's make this comparison. When you, in the first game, hit that screen where you miss boxes, that Crash bug in the background, that's what it looks like. That's what he looks like. And that's actually kind of cool. My only little gripe with his design is that his face could have been like shrunken down a bit because when he's like, yeah, and he's like, really going with the snarl and the smile and all that, the grin, he looks a little funky because his head is too big and his jaw really drops down like right into like his midsection, and it looks a little weird. He reminds me of freaking, which I don't want to think about because no one likes this movie, I hear, and it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me, but like, is the dog when he gets the mask from Son of the Mask. That's what he looks like at times. Don't hate me for that. I'm just saying as a comparison. I'm not even trying to knock anything down. I'm just saying like that's kind of what I got from it, which I shouldn't be getting from it. But primarily, first and foremost, it's the original concept art design. That's what I'm getting from his Skylanders design, which is fine, because it's pretty much perfect. I've seen screenshots now. Now all these screenshots are coming out for what he's looking like in the game and all that, and it looks pretty freaking faithful. Everyone on Twitter is saying, wow, look at how faithful this looks. Look at how actually not that bad he looks. And I gotta agree. Which sucks because now this is the only thing about Skylanders that I have to support. Or that you'll ever hear me support because it's Crash, which it's like they're using me, man. They're using us because those who already like Skylanders and care about Skylanders have more to, be happy about, which is, fine for them, but what have I been saying this entire time? Crash and Skylanders is a stupid idea. I hate the fact that they are going to try and, that this leak would even happen. Fuck Spyro's design. Like, I've been saying all this shit. And now it's actually true that Crash is in Skylanders, and his design doesn't look that bad. Oh my god. Ugh, what the hell, Activision? God damn it. Okay. But, if anything, I'll probably get that figure. You can bet your frickin' ass I'm getting the HD remaster. But, I'm excited. And, we did it. We can no longer say bring back Bandicoot because the Bandicoot has been brought back. So, say that 5 times fast if you can. But it's happening. It was happening with the announcement. That's how come every time I was saying it's happening, we were waiting for that announcement. We got it. So now, an HD remaster is happening. So, I'm proud to be a Crash fan. I'm so proud to be a Crash fan. I'm wondering who will do the voices and stuff. I wonder if they're going to lift all the voices from the older games, because Debbie Derryberry and Lex Lang had nothing to do with those games. It was Clancy Brown, it was Vicky Winters as Coco, and Brendan O'Brien as like almost everyone else. So like, are they going to just, remaster those voice clips and then remaster everything else from the ground up like they said they would? Or like, will they have Lex Lang return as Cortex? Will they have Debbie Derryberry come back as Coco? I don't really know. And with that being said, who are they going to really get? Because Coco's been definitively, Debbie Derryberry has been definitively cast as Coco since Wrath of Cortex. Lex Lang has been definitively cast as Cortex since Twin Sanity. So we've for that part of the franchise, we've grown up with them being the voices. People like Dean Windahl, like Engine, like they've Okay, well, arguably Nolan North is now Engine, so but they've changed voices all throughout the game. So like, who are they gonna get to do their lines? Be their voices, unless again they just recycle Brendan O'Brien's voice clips. Those are some questions I have. Excuse me. Other questions. What else is there to talk about besides I said I had a lot, and now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of don't. Like, that's it. I just wanted to talk about the whole Skylanders inclusion. I wanted to talk about the fact that we're getting an HD remaster. And it's about time too, because all of Naughty Dog's other properties got HD remasters, as they went along. But Crash never did. So this is it now, and that's awesome. Besides that, though, I want to get the figure, and like I said before, it's the only Skylanders thing I'll be proud to own because it's Crash. And that's where it gets weird, because everyone's gonna get me for it. Everyone's gonna go, "You're contradicting yourself, you bastard. You said you hated Skylanders. You said you hated everything," and I do. Then they did this, and initially I hated the idea, and I still really don't like the idea, because what the hell? Okay, so now let's get to that part in the video. I said I was going to get to this part, and now here we are. The one thing I don't want that will start to piss me off is if he gains more steam being in Skylanders than he does with this HD remaster of the original trilogy coming out whenever. If the Skylanders inclusion gets more attention and more popularity than the HD remaster, I'm going to be pissed. That's the one thing. The one thing, if you really want to introduce people to Crash, the younger fans to Crash, the HD remaster is the way to go. And obviously, we would have been fine if that was the only thing they revealed yesterday on the 13th. If they just said no Skylanders, like if Skylanders didn't, if that rumor or leak was false, then hey, awesome, because that's the way. The HD remaster is the way to get people, since they're not doing the reboot apparently. I really was hoping for that reboot. I still think that's going to end up happening. Now, initially the way I thought it was going to work was maybe they'll do the HD remaster and a reboot, but I don't think they want to hit us with too much Crash at once, now that there's this inclusion of Skylanders, but an HD remaster coming along the way as well. I think they're going to test out how the HD remaster does with younger fans. They already know it's going to, all the older fans are fucking going crazy, we're going wild, right? So of course we're going to get that shit. But in the same way that that Insomniac brought back Ratchet and Clank with a reboot, and they wanted to, I guess, test the grounds to see how people thought of it, or what people thought of it, like the younger, audience. If they want to do that with Crash for the modern age, then they're doing that with the HD remaster, and that's what needs to get the hype going, and that's what needs to get the attention of the younger kids and the younger audience, because that is Crash. Him being in Skylanders, that's cute and all as a cameo for a PS4 exclusive, but that's still not technically Crash. Even though his design looks faithful, even though his moveset seems with his spin and the boobaga and the whoa, I heard all that shit in the trailer. But that is technically not Crash. That's not how Crash should capture in the same way that it happened with Spyro, when Skylanders first even freaking started. That is not Spyro, and this Crash is not the embodiment, technically, of really what came before. This HD remaster is. And for it to look good and play good and feel nice and look nice, I just can't wait to see what it's going to look like. If they do to Crash 1, 2, and 3 what they did to Ratchet and Clank, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be amazing. And that's what needs to capture the younger audience's attention, is this HD remaster of the original trilogy. That way, us older people can then finally... Remember how I was telling you that I could not fathom a way that someone older like me could walk up to someone like a younger kid and be like, "Hey, do you remember this?" and show up the PS1 game to them, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" Like, they won't be able to do that anymore. They can't do that anymore because now there's an HD remaster coming out. So if that happens, and say there's a kid somewhere that plays that, or there's a kid somewhere that freaking saw it like in Target and was like, I want that. Here comes me rolling up like, hey, there's also this. I don't know. That's still a dumb thing to think about. Just walking up to a random kid in the store being like, I've got a disc. A PS1 disc for you to play. Do you even know what that console is? The PlayStation 1? Because, you know, you have the PS4, but there's also the PS1. I don't know. But, okay, let's reword that. Say that kid has an older brother. And, not my younger brother, but I'm just saying, like, say there's a kid who had an older brother, and, the kid sees the HD remaster, and then the brother goes, hey, you know, when I was, it's gonna sound really oldie, you know, sounding like, but we could be like, well, when I was your age, we had this, and then we show the PS1 disc. But it's a way to show them, well, hey, that's for PS4, but you want to see where that comes from? Right here. And then you show them the disc. Because there was something magical just about how those games were back then, the 3 platforming Crash games, and to get them onto PS4, built from the ground up, I can't wait. So, I don't even think I have to ask you what you guys think about this, because I already know what you... Okay, what do you think about everything I said about him being in Skylanders? Let's do that. What do you guys think about everything I've said, and what do you guys think in general of him being in Skylanders? With his design and all, and yeah, I was gonna say one more thing. Like, do you agree with what I was saying about the HD remaster needs to get more attention than the Skylanders inclusion? Because if the Skylanders inclusion gets more attention, it's gonna piss me off. Forget about that. It's still just another Skylanders game now with another cameo. Because the Skylanders game before that had 2 cameos. Bowser and DK. So, and who really talked about that, right? So I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. But with Crash, I think Crash as a cameo in there would gain more attention than Bowser and DK did, because Bowser and DK, we see them in all kinds of games. We haven't seen Crash in 8 goddamn years. Console-wise, if you want to talk actual last ever game-wise, it was 6 years ago. But you get what I'm saying. It's been more than 5 years. Either whatever way you slice it, it's been more than 5 years. So Crash was long overdue for something. And now that one of the predictions came true, you know, the ones that we were originally thinking of, where it was either a reboot or an HD remaster or even both. Damn, we're getting an HD remaster, and that's awesome. So hopefully afterwards, if they want to keep Crash going, maybe since now that we know for a fact that Activision does still own Crash, maybe at this point, Sony or Naughty Dog or whoever is going to end up doing it could still buy back the rights at some point when they see how well Crash does to do a reboot or to do something. So what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys later. I'm Marcelo. Take care. I'm not even going to do an end slate. I don't want to do too much editing on this right now. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Oh, hold on. Before I go, live stream happening soon. The first 3 Crash games. I'm going to marathon them one after another. I don't know when though. So date in the description. Like probably. If there's a date in the description, awesome. If not, look on Twitter. Because I don't know when yet. I have a lot of things going on. But soon. Because then we can talk a lot more candidly, you know, join in the chat and all that, and then we can just talk, and I'll do all 3 games. So, live stream, yes. So, see you guys later. Take care.